My name is Nelly Tobera. I live in Block 9, Gaborone, Botswana. I'm 30 years old. Yes.
Um, um, my name is Mpayame Mopole. I'm Lady Y. I'm from Mulopolole and I was based in Mulopole during this lockdown. I'm a fresh lesbian.
Okay, my name is Moipidi John. I'm 21 years old. Yeah, I like people to refer to me as he. During the lockdown, I was at my place in Shokwing.
Hi guys, my name is Tato Rosadi. I'm so happy to introduce myself. I am 23 years old, bottom gay guy. I live in Gaborone. I was based in Gaborone during lockdown.
Hi everyone, my name is Kabelo Tipe. I'm 20 years old. I'm him, he. I spent my lockdown in Botswana.
My name is Ezekiel Moses. I'm 20 years old. I'm identified as him. I was at Kasane, my home village, during lockdown.
Hi, my name is Theophilus Pax Shabiwa. I'm currently 20 years old and I am based currently as I recognize myself as a pansexual, but I'm gay.
My name is Mafika Hobonwang. I'm 23 years old. I stay in Kumako. And I spend my lockdown in Kumako.
Hi, my name is Melino. I'm 21 years old from Ramotsa.
Okay, my name is Lane Ranosang. I'm 27 years old and I am gay, and during lockdown I was in Block 9. I was locked down in Block 9.
I'm 23 years old. During the lockdown, I'm a lesbian.
At first it was a bit tough because we couldn't adapt to what the Ministry of Health was saying. And as for us, the hustlers, we thought that beginning of this year we could be going out there hustling for jobs and looking how we could go back to school and other stuff. As when I say hustlers, I mean for us who are still looking for jobs, who wanna go back to school again, who wanna get that better living.
Like, I didn't have money and I had run out of lots of stuff, so yeah, it was a disaster.
The biggest challenge was communication breakdown for myself as a movement builder and a human rights defender. I couldn't reach out to a lot of people. Also, financially, I was not able to make money to get airtime to communicate with people and, keep people informed, Yes, there was that for me.
Yeah, during the lockdown, the social workers came over. Like, they came and they assessed. Yeah, and then they came back after a few days to give me some groceries like toiletries, food.
I observed that the trans community is mostly unemployed and, there was a lack of toiletry, just basic human needs. There was that lack and, we all really had to get together and support each other in that instance because it really was uncomfortable seeing that I'm only left with a little bit of toothpaste, but my friend doesn't have none at all. So, with the little help that we got from the social workers, maybe Bello, it went a long way, but also there was a lot that could have been done.
Well, my biggest challenge during lockdown was when I had to go home because I'm renting, so I had to go home to go stay with my parents because I didn't have enough money to pay rent. So when I got home, my parents got to know that I am gay because by the time when I was staying at home, I was I was still in a closet, so I wasn't out yet. So I was still in man form. That's what they say. But anyway, my parents got to know that I'm gay. That is my biggest challenge. So yeah, it was so strange. They were asking me so many questions, and I was so irritated. I was so very irritated. Someday they could just tease me, and I didn't like it. But they didn't like it at first. But I just got to tell them the truth about myself, and then yeah, someday they accepted me.
Honestly, for me, it was really about like social media, internet, the network, because there's no network or thing. So it was really hard for me to socialize with other people because in terms of DSTV and everything, my grandparents they don't subscribe to DSTV. So literally I was literally in my bedroom locked the whole freaking day.
The biggest challenge during lockdown was lack of socialization. My friends were far from me, like they were in Gaborone, I was at Kasane. Yeah, there was lack of socialization and transport. I was bored. There was nothing I can do. I like socializing. I like my friends, spending time with my friends. So I was alone during lockdown.
My biggest challenges during lockdown was the fact that I couldn't connect with my partner most of the time, and I did not have ample time to be with my family, especially who live in the remote areas, that is in the rural areas.
My biggest challenge with lockdown is because I was lonely. There was nobody who supported me.
My biggest challenges that I experienced was that I was newly employed at a call center, and as you know that we had to do spacing at our workplace. That basically meant that less people were now allowed to work in a call center. Call center environment means so many agents working in that location, and in a call center where we're working, we are paid per call that we are receiving. So obviously, if they downsize the call center and reduce the number of people who are working, that basically means we won't be having as many shifts as we were. And remember that I just said I was newly employed, so obviously I was starting to work, meaning I wanted or I needed to make more money. But unfortunately, because of the downsizing, I couldn't because less people were allowed to work.
During the lockdown, it was not socializing ditsala go tswa right outingana go tshameka dibolo go lebela dibolo, so ke ne kgethela kopane le lone during the lockdown.
It was a bit disturbing because we understand that some people they suffer from depression, and at that time movement was not there. So this means that if the movement is not there, those people, what is bothering them is going to affect them again, because they go nowhere to go share their thoughts with other people or just go refresh their minds. And as for me, I couldn't say I was suffering from anything because my family was there from day one.
Basically, I'm an overthinker, so I need to be around people most of the time so that they can keep assuring me like that everything is okay, everything is fine. Like when something is troubling me, I can share it with them. So during the lockdown, I was all alone in my place, and my emotions were wrecked, and there was no one there to help me out. So I could find myself having some mental breakdowns every now and then.
I could say that my family is the most supporting family I ever got. Firstly, there were big challenges, but after they realized that, I told them that I'm a lesbian. There was nothing wrong with that. They kept on telling other relatives, and they were like, okay, fine. Let us let her be like that, and we could just see what will bring up for her. So I couldn't say like that. The most supportive people I got, and they're planning something better for me as time goes on, if everything will go back to normal.
Oh. Yeah, the reason why I mostly refer to the LGBTQI as them, not us, is because like I haven't fully accepted myself, like to a point where I can find myself being characterized as part of the LGBTQI community.
For me, I think they had to come. The reopening of the liquor stores and the sale of cigarettes, it had to take place because some families live from that funding, from those businesses. Some people leave their homes because they need that money. Yeah, no, we had horrible more businessing. I'm happy that we only have one case in. I'm happy that we only have one case in Botswana. You know.
Well, I don't know how to explain that, but well, anyway, I can't answer that because mentally I was okay.
I mean, it was hard. It was depressing, of course. I got there, my phone broke down, laptop maybe alone. So for somebody who is not really an introvert, it was hard for me to cope with being alone because I was like the only child there with my grandmother and my grandfather. So I couldn't really be active or communicate with other people. Yeah.
I was just confused. Like I was in denial. I wasn't sure if this COVID-19, the virus does exist or what. Yeah.
For my mental well-being, I would say that I was more of a person who was open-minded to quite learning new things that were around me so that I can adapt. But it was very difficult for me also because that way it was a new thing for me. So adapting was quite a struggle for me, as I always would have to face up to the new me after opening up to my parents and them looking at me at a certain way of them trying not to make me feel somehow not accepted in the family. But her always being there for me, trying to show me that she's supporting me all the way through it.
Well, during that time, it was just fine, and sometimes I feel lonely because my parents didn't know I'm gay. Because when I tell them, they are going to chase me out of the house. Yeah, my cousins knows that I'm gay, but when he was going to tell my parents, then I had stopped him because my parents, they said they don't want gay person in their house.
My mental well-being was not really 100% okay. It was challenged in a sense because I've just left my home village or my parents, my family from January, coming back to GC or Gaborone to look for employment, and just when I was just starting, which was just a month before lockdown started. Then lockdown started, so my movement was restricted, so I couldn't see my family. And you can see right now we are on the 6th month, and I haven't seen my family ever since January.
That was a good one. I was at time you were a level. I was a couple of times. Perfect thing at 2 minutes because how none of it telele by my sika and Papa accepted the way you are. It's difficult to run.
Yeah, the internet was there, and I could say thank you to the company because we had those free databases that you could use every morning, and that really helped.
The LGBTQI, most of them are people who face like challenges. They need to be out there. They need to be around people most of the time because they have like they face challenges and they need to be around lots of people so that they can share their problems with people. So when you are all alone, all by yourself, there's nobody to share stuff with, and yeah, you can find yourself like having a breakdown or something.
Nice smoke. And tota hela ga go ne go sa nna sentle buying di-cigarettes tse re sa itse maina a tsone tse e leng gore ga re tse di dirilwe yang. Have they been checked, or are they within the regulations? So tota hela, for me, I feel like it has we are going to see impact towards our health ka di-cigarettes tse re di gogang tse re sa itseng gore di dirilwe jang, go iragalang ka tsone. There is going to be an impact.
I wouldn't say I was coping, but when you get random phone calls from your friends to check up on you when they say you are not online as much as you were, it actually does help there and there, but I wouldn't say I was coping that much. It was really hard for me to interact.
Yeah. I was feeling very lonely, and sometimes I can walk away and go spend some time with my friend and move out of the house.
I was able to connect with others through social media, Facebook, WhatsApp.
Some people are just fine.
Okay, alcohol have made differences in my life during my life journey as an LGBTI community member. Through my financial problems, I've been challenged because of alcohol. All the jobs that I've worked, and some of them that I have lost, was because of alcohol. But I wouldn't say alcohol is a monster or is an evil in my life, because sometimes when you are going through difficult times and you don't want to involve in other, because there are any other options that you can go to. You can either engage in drugs, you can do transferring of blood from yourself to another, those horrible areas that we've heard about that people go to when they have challenges. And alcohol, for me, if I have so many things happening at the same time, if I get a drink or two, I might get drunk and sleep and wake up. Maybe that situation is not done or depleted by that time, but at least I haven't had a headache because something horrible was happening at that time. So alcohol would have helped me at that time, but unfortunately it was not there. But I didn't die. That's some of the things that I learned from lockdown, that sometimes you just have to stay in a situation, engage in it, find different other alternatives to go through it and fight.
My aunt who can e long gore ke nna le ene full time ko Mahalapeng e ne go thelele tota ha ntse se tela gore she discriminates me. Why era ke na le bo khonana wa accept bo khonna ke re bana ma straight so ba tsa se tela ha le na tela sa this se tela o se wanyana he.
I guess that you'll need a support from families and other LGBT members. Like, we should be there for each other, because you know that not all the families in our country and not all parents in our country have accepted their children the way they are. So I guess that you'll need us as the Rainbow family to come together and make something up for us.
I think the government should engage programs that can also like engage or include the LGBTQI. Like programs are there, but they include like the general public, like everybody. But we find out most of the time when the LGBTQI apply for such programs, they're not given a chance. So I feel like the government should make a program that is specially for the LGBTQI, a program that can help them like start their own businesses and stuff.
Moving away from criminalization is important because our health is our backbone, honestly, and we can't have an unhealthy nation. We need to support the health system. We need a health system that is on point and is structured to serve everyone in Botswana. Yeah.
I think the LGBT people should be helped. Should be like the community should understand that we are LGBTQ people. Some of us have been insulted out there. Some of us have been bullied. So let's just treat each other equally when we are like getting food from the mabui and all that. But totally, I think we should be given attention because we are the most people by Longoro. We are living like in an abusive environment. Some people abuse this because they're LGBTQ people. So I think the government should look up to that. Like the LGBT people are safe and yeah.
For me, it's also a situation whereby we the government can't expect to do everything by itself. It needs to bring the community in. Instead the government will take care of this and CSOs will take care of this. It doesn't so that we cater for everyone. Everyone is catered for.
I want some people to treat them nicely and to respect them how they feel and how they choose about themselves, what they want to be. I want people to respect them and take them what they have and take good care of them and treat them nicely.
I feel like we should continue spread the message all over, yeah, to teach people who we are.
Alright, a home is a very big place to be, a very comforting place to come back to after a horrible day, especially when you are from the LGBTIQ family, because everywhere you go, we deal with different situations everywhere we go. For example, I don't get to experience what most of the LGBTI community deal with outside, maybe because I don't dress in a certain way that some of people that I live with or that in the LGBTI community dress. So I'm not getting most, or if not at all, horrible negative comments towards me.
I believe emotional support could be instilled, considering the fact that a lot of people are out there, they're part of the LGBTQ, and that's the only way I feel that we can include them, looking at the fact that even a lot of professions right now, including psychology mostly, will be relevant enough for the emotional support, and including the LGBTQ to be part of those counselors so that they can walk everybody coming through the process.
Like it's like re tsebile rona hela mo society go ka siama cause batho ba bangwe ga ba re amogele ka re leng ka teng, so go affecta sengwe le sengwe. So nna ke tsa ke re hela gore ka nna shapa le gore golomente o ka itsise batho ba ka bona?
I think it's a matter of us first educating people about the LGBTI community, because it is not something that is common, especially in our country. So before we can get the government to engage in helping us, we need to actually educate, starting at home, educating our parents on LGBT community, what it is about. Some of them don't even know what it stands for. So I think before we can actually get to talk to the government about helping us, of course, yeah, we do need the help, because some of us, we didn't even get the help from the government during this lockdown, because in terms of the donation of food, it didn't actually come to us because we didn't get no assistance from the government. So yeah, I think the government, I don't know, I just feel worried. Yeah, like I said, in terms of convincing our parents to actually understand what the LGBT is about before we can actually get them to help us. Honestly, that's my opinion. That's what I think.